What's going on, guys? I'm Simple Simon, and welcome to Collectible Show and Tell. Before I bring on my guests, I might be missing a guest today. He's running late. But as always, if you guys are watching this now, or if you're catching it on the replay, if you enjoy this, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And also check out the description. I've got a link to every previous episode, so you can check out all my previous guests. If there's someone you like, maybe you can check out what they collect. And also, I've got the link to all my guests in the description below. I'm really sweating because my first guest is still not here. My returning guest, I don't know if he's going to return because he's not here. So I'll bring on the other two, both Star Wars guys. And the first one, he's been on my channel before a couple of times, made a few cameos. Maybe we can call this a first full appearance from White Shadow, Chip Getler.
Going on, Simon. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Are you ready to put on a show today, mate?
I wouldn't go that far, man. I wouldn't go that far. we'll struggle through it, man. See if we can come up with some stuff for you.
You've been a hard man to get on this show. I've tried a few times.
That's
always out of town, always busy, living that rock star life.
It's an elusive white shadow thing.
Yeah. So yeah, mate. Finally got you on. So that's good.
I'm glad to be here, man. I'm glad to be here.
Got a whole bunch of people in the chat here. More life and travel. What's going on? Thank you for joining. And then we got, I forgot CaptainSaro there, yelling out for Sean, clapping for Sean, and Sean's not even here yet. We got some Collectible Show and Tell alumni, Comic Book G-Spot, what's going on? Southern Comic Geek, he was on last time. And Slim, what's going on? All right, so my next guest, making his first appearance ever on my channel, is Naman, a comic bookworm. What's going on, mate?
Sorry, he's like, how do I do it?
Zero. I have no tune, no nothing.
No coordination, mate.
Okay.
What is going on, my friend?
How are you?
Good, mate.
Great seeing you, bud. Great seeing you.
Glad to have you on. Excited to see what you can bring to the table, mate. Because you've got some cool stuff. You got some cool. I liked your how I watched that Star Wars haul of yours the other day. You had all the little novels as well.
Oh yeah. It's a cover up with the posters so that you'll get the UV protection. Yeah. So
that is.
It's a lot of it is empty right now, so I'm trying to fill it up. Hi, Sean. Right. Hi, Alex.
Alrighty, so my returning guest has not arrived yet. He must be having technical difficulties because he's seen the link and he said he's trying to open it. I don't know. Hang on, you know what? I'm just going to quickly...
Murphy's Law.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, he's going to be only the second person ever to be late. I'm just going to quickly shoot him the link again, just in case the first one had issues. Let's try it again. And then we'll just start the show without him. Boom. All right. sent. All right. Hopefully he'll join midway through. We'll get the show going. We'll do one of these, and then we'll do one of these. You're up first, Chip. What you got?
Oh, shit. All right. So my first thing that I'm actually going to show you guys is, I know you said no comic books, but
there's exceptions. There's exceptions.
So this is actually kind of comic book-ish. Not really though. So I've just started recently. 2018 is when I started collecting comics and reading comics. I wasn't a big comic person prior to that. Buddy of mine at work brought me into the world. But prior to that, though, I was a huge Calvin and Hobbes fan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I have a whole
My kid has that. My kid has that.
Yeah, this is totally awesome. It's this hardbound book that basically goes and gives all of the different strips from the comics.
That's cool.
And Calvin and Hobbes has always been, I mean, I don't have kids, but man, I can definitely resonate with Calvin being a kid. And you know, it was funny because this is like my first adult comic-y type of cartoon thing that I would read. I mean, you know, I'm a little older, so it was kind of one of those like, you know, oh, Calvin Hobbes, I'll start reading that. I started reading the books, the floppies, and you know, from the and then obviously reading in a newspaper as well at the time. For those of you who don't know, newspapers were paper things you got every Sunday. And
you see my hair, right?
I hear you. I got you. So, but yeah, it basically, it turned out that I just became this huge Calvin and Hobbes fan, and I've got all kinds of artwork in my office at work that is related to like Calvin and Hobbes and odes to Calvin and Hobbes. And just people that have done, you know, After Watterson, who happens to be the creator of them. So I've got a lot of artwork and stuff related to it. But I've always been a big, huge Calvin Hobbes fan, and this is one of my prized possessions of Calvin and Hobbes. So
awesome.
3 books of, and it's so very cool.
From memory, I feel like those comic strips used to be in the newspapers here. I think
they're in every newspaper. I mean,
I
remember
every newspaper they would have it. So it's just a collection of a bunch of those, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Is 3 books worth of just comic book. I mean, so you could just imagine every Sunday,
a whole bunch of comic strips.
I mean, every Sunday, you know, you're getting a strip basically, or
just
a little
share with us one small strip, maybe.
Yeah.
Did they ever, like at the time when they were coming out in newspapers, though, were they also coming out in books as well, like trade paperbacks or anything like that?
So that's kind of what they would do, is actually build these trade paperbacks based on some of the comic strips.
Yeah, okay.
So a lot of this, and then he would go into more detailed strips like this, where it's an actual full blown page, but then they would actually do these other little books that would have all of these little, just, you know, small segmented strips. So it's kind of neat. So yeah, so his books were a little bit of both.
A friend of mine in high school had all the Garfield strips cut out of the newspaper, and he'd literally like put them all around his room. It looked really cool.
Yeah,
that's a good way to collect it too. Actually,
that kind of just jarred a memory of mine as a kid growing up. I remember drawing like Odie and Garfield as a kid, like drawing
me too.
In junior high, and
I could draw Odie, but I couldn't draw Garfield very well.
I think everybody could draw Odie. It was kind of a straight.
The tongue was easy.
It's like I can do that, you know. Garfield may not so much.
All right, so before that's your round. That's your round.
Sure, that'll be my first round.
Okay,
why not?
Before I move on to man, I'm gonna take him out of time out here. But the returning guest for today is my buddy Sean. He's still fairly new to YouTube, so if you haven't subscribed to him, I would appreciate it if you did. All these guys' links are in the channel in the description below, and there he is. But you're going last night. My returning guests always go first, but Sean's getting punished today. He's going last.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Sean.
You're working, Sean?
How you going, guys?
All right. Cool. All right. So we'll go to Naman.
Okay.
What you got, mate?
Okay, I'm gonna be obnoxious, just like Cole, and show comic book, even though you say no comic books. but you say sketch cover is okay. It's one of a kind. Yeah. So I'm gonna and I'm gonna show a set of it. It's gonna be 3 books. Third book is sort of like a what do you call it? What do you call it when the MCU the post credit? Third book is post credit. Second book is the most, it's gonna be more climactic. And so third book is just giving credit to the artist. You could try to guess who the artist is. I think you might be able to guess it. I thought it was very appropriate to bring this for my first time, to please the Aussie.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's awesome.
I've seen you show that. That is pretty cool. I can't remember the artist though. I remember.
Don't guess it even if you guess it. Don't guess it until second book.
Okay. That's very cool.
It's actually it's a Vader down, and he put the under.
That's awesome.
And this supposed to be somewhere in Australia. I don't know if Australia has alligator though.
Crocodiles. We have crocodiles here.
Oh, you have crocodile. Okay. Okay. Look, crocodile and the kangaroo and he took the Vader down to Vader down under. So,
very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. So I thought this was appropriate for Australian channel, Aussie channel. And can you play a video if I share it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you share? I think you got to share your screen. I think.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen. Hold on. Let me go ahead and do this first. I'll share a video. Okay. And I'll tell you why I picked this book. Oh, all these books. I bought this because I want to support the artist. So I don't consider this comic book. I just consider this OG art. I don't even know. I haven't even opened it. So, and he gave me 2 other books, and the second book he gave me is this.
The Tale of the Well-Hung Man. Alrighty.
And let me show you why I brought this book. Okay. Let me see if I could share this video.
Well, you better not pull up a dong on your screen. All right. What is happening here? Oh, no. All right. Let's see if this works.
No, either that or it's someone who hates me because they put Simple Simon and they're trying to frame me for having a micro dick.
First of all, Simple Simon does not have a micro dick. No issues there.
Right.
First of all, Simple Simon does not have a micro dick. No issues there.
All right.
So I thought that was very appropriate. Hey, you represent Asian man, so I appreciate that.
Oh, mate.
So to give the guy credit, the artist is the Squatchy Foo.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh,
of course.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So
that's awesome too.
So that was my first entry.
That's very cool.
Very nice. Very nice. I
like how he tied it all together.
That makes me planning all night.
Yeah,
all night.
Thank you.
Went back and watched like old episodes and stuff just to be like, how can I top?
I'm telling you, how can I mess with them? Yeah.
All right.
Insanely, I was on that stream.
All right, Sean, what you got, mate?
To tie in with both of them, since they both bring comic books, I bring a form of a comic book.
All right.
So have
Alex, the man,
the large format books. So I don't have a lot of them. I've only just started to collect them, and I'm mainly gonna try and stick with Shazam covers.
Very cool.
So
is that the same as that's not the same as the regular size version, right?
It's the same cover, but this has a few books in it
Okay.
and has extra stuff like it says here supersized pinup, special fun pages, 3D diorama cutout, how to draw the family. So, and the last one I got so far is the
Nice.
Superman.
Are they like the treasury size? Is that
Yeah,
what they
that's
are?
what I was wondering.
Yeah.
If they're treasuries.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're probably
Very cool.
just under A3, I would say. Very close.
Those are cool.
There's only one treasury book that I really want. Can you guess what it is?
Muhammad Ali versus Superman.
Yeah, that's the
Mhm.
one.
Oh, I have that without a
Mhm.
cover.
You have it without a cover, no.
Yeah. I'm keeping it, man.
Yeah. I've got a lot of homages to that cover, but yeah, I would like to get the Superman Muhammad Ali book one day.
It's on my list as well.
Yeah, me too. It's on my list as well. I want the one with the cover soon.
All right. That's your round?
Yep, that's it. Simple first round.
Everyone brought comic books.
If I was at least comic strip.
That's fine, mate. It was unique, so it's fine.
I was gonna bring a round of bags and boards because they're so hard to get.
Yeah, right.
So,
Simple. Simon, you don't get to the show, or just three of us?
Nah. So I just host now, mate. You watched the early ones when I used to show stuff, and then I ran out of stuff to show.
Okay,
So
I see. I
decided
see.
to host. I just host. Every now and then I come back and I'll play, but yeah, no, mate. I like mate. It's 8:30 in the morning over here, mate. I just want to get up and enjoy the show.
All right. So the second thing I actually have is, and I don't, probably a few people know about this, but I'm into music. I play bass. I do, things like that. And one of my favorite bands happens to be the Foo Fighters. So when I go to concerts or I go to see them in events, I actually always have to get a poster from them or a picture of them. So I've got that one, which was like, that was almost one of the first ones I went to see them at a small venue in Chicago called the Metro. Well, it's about 350 people. I actually have video from a later version of seeing them, but it's always been a favorite venue of mine. And then this is from their first debut album. So I ended up getting this big poster from that. And then the last thing that I ended up getting, and I have, is not only that, but I also some Rolling Stones, and then this one's actually, autographed. Can't see it. There you go. By autograph by all the members.
Cool. Rolling
So-
Stones.
Did you buy that already signed or?
Yeah, I ended up picking this up already
okay.
signed. I wish I'd met them to be able to get that signed, but unfortunately I didn't. So, but it's one of the things that I like collecting. It's autographed posters and movie posters and big art. I mean, like, this is just a recent pickup that I just recently got. It's not music related, but
Oh yeah.
this is
I got so
Jenny.
jealous when you guys all got Jenny
Uh-oh.
Frizz in there.
Yeah,
That is
so this is
awesome.
a
The
Jenny
foil
Frizz
looks-
in, and this is
That's-
number.
I said that's
40.
equality.
Yeah, this is definitely look worthy. It's number 24 of 40. So only 40 of these were ever printed. So
yeah,
this
that's
one-
awesome.
That's signed by her down at the bottom here. Like
That's
right
beautiful.
man.
That is beautiful. That is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I like big posters, big things like that, big things, when I go to an event, music or comic book related, I like to pick up something to bring home to commemorate
you-
the event.
And do you have those things on the wall? Did you take them off, or were they just sitting in a pile stacked up?
No,
sort of thing?
actually, the Wonder Woman is actually sitting right over here. It's on this
Okay.
wall here. The Foo Fighters was sitting on a wall. I have a pretty big office. You'd have to. It's a big base. The whole basement is basically my office. So I have a couple of different spots that I hang these things up at. So only behind me is kind of Star Wars related, and everything else is kind of like music and stuff like that.
Beautiful room.
And cigars and stuff. So
I'd imagine I didn't know you played bass, but I'd imagine you'd have a collection of bass guitars too, right?
I used to. before I got married. So my wife's like, "Why do you never have all these things? You don't ever use them." So I do have a Washburn still, but I don't have anything else beyond that. So I got my first base that I ever bought still. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So yeah. So
Nice
all
one.
kinds of fun. Yes. That's it for me.
All right. Hopefully, no more surprises from the man, but
Here we go.
Okay. Can you play that for me and guess what I'm gonna show next?
Hey, this guy today.
All
what is
interactive.
going
What the hell?
He's got everything. What's going on? Ah, very nice. All right.
I love
Cool.
it.
I'm excited now.
I'm all for it now. It's like one of my favorite movies as a kid growing up. Oh, there we go. Holy shit, dude. Oh,
I
hell
love
yeah.
this movie. I love this movie.
I never even thought about trying to get the vinyl for it.
Soundtrack, vinyl, awesome. Awesome
That is
soundtrack.
awesome.
Has a the poster back here. I mean, not poster, but this, this is Bill Walsh. Is it Joe Walsh? The Eagle guy, Joe Walsh.
Joe
right?
Walsh. Joe Walsh.
Yeah, Joe Walsh. There's In the City. He actually wrote the song just for this movie. Joe Walsh did. I mean,
didn't know
this
that.
is just packed with the soundtrack. This just packed with it, and all the music in here is just awesome. But he just wrote for that, and then Eagle took that music and said, "Hey, that's a really good tune. Let's put on an album," and that's how it ended up in Eagle's album. But he actually wrote it for this particular movie, and this movie got banned because during the time it became a cult movie. I have a yeah, and I got.
Sorry.
I'm
gonna get that next time. At the conventions down here. There's a stall called Warriors Down Under, and they had that. It's $50 though. I don't know if it's worth that, but I'll probably get. I've got the photo cover. You've seen my photo cover, no man?
Yeah, I saw that. I was really jealous when you got that, and and then when I was showing my jealousy, my friend, a guy named Jeff Rosnock, he AOK'd this for me because he knows I love Warriors. So,
oh, that's awesome.
So anyway, that's my Warrior, and how you like how you use the Alex and Sean's bottom there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex.
I'm actually glad, man, because I remember when I bought my Warriors book, even though you've got the A cover, I'd never seen anyone show a Warriors book. So I was always like, does anyone else, when I first got it, I was like, does anyone else have this book? Because I want to be book brothers with someone who has a Warriors book. So
I was so jealous when you got that, and then I made a video about it, and my buddy just sent me he found one from eBay and he sent it to me.
They just released a collector's box edition down here of Warriors. So I bought it on, I think it's Blu-ray. It's got like the original cut, and then also that I really don't like that director's cut where they added all the comic book stuff in it. I really didn't. It just didn't suit, I don't think.
Yeah, this is Ultimate Director's Cut, but I have a stream. I bought it off the stream, so I own Amazon. So yeah, I like the original cut myself. I
wish I could get it. It's in the cupboard, and I got too much stuff blocking the cupboard. But my band's album that we released, the cover is actually an homage to the Warriors cover that you got there. So it's got the crowd, but instead of all like baseball, it's got like us as like skeletons, and it's got all like these punks in the background and stuff. It's got the worst written in the same writing as the Warriors. Yeah, so
I think I might have my drawing. You may get it. Let me see if I could get it.
All right.
You could go to the next guy.
Yeah, I'll go to Sean, and then we'll go back to your drawing. All right, Sean, what you got?
Okay, sticking with the movie theme, and I know that you like collecting steel books.
I do now.
No,
a new thing. Oh yeah.
Let's try turning this slide off. So back when they were a little bit easier to get, so I got X-Men.
I was going to say, when did the steel books start coming out?
Well, in Australia, you had to get them from. There was a DVD shop, and all they sold was just DVDs. Our closest one was Northlands.
Was
But
it Easy DVD?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I
Yeah.
used to find these when I used to go to
Oh,
Sydney
cool.
and Adelaide. So I've got the
That's
Iron
cool.
Man one, and I pretty much collect most Marvel DC stuff. So I've got Marvel Knights, Astonishing X-Men box,
Nice.
which is just the whole series of their DVDs. And then obviously we got Batman v Superman.
Why is it so
So-
long? Is it like 50 discs or something?
No, this actually came with a comic book,
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
and it presents as a
Oh, that's
hardcover.
right. And the discs are inside the front cover or something, or back cover, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah, I've got the
back cover.
yeah, I've got the Suicide Squad. Great movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got the Suicide Squad version of those. They're cool.
Wow.
That's cool.
So, and then the last one I have is
Oh yeah.
Cartoon Transformers
Oh, that's Gen 1. I remember when that came out.
box
That
set.
was hard to get when it came out, mate.
Yeah, I was lucky to
Remember-
find it.
Because we were
Oh,
selling it
right.
at work, and I wanted it so bad, and I never bought it because it was expensive. I'm surprised I didn't buy it because I used to. My DVD collection used to be my pride and joy back in the day, and now they just all fit in the cupboard.
You only do cover buys.
Awesome.
That's all of it.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, we'll quickly go back to Naman to show here the drawing. You said?
Oh yeah. I wanted to redo the Warrior cover, so I did my
Oh,
own.
you drew
Oh,
that.
that's cool.
Yeah, I drew that. I think he should. I forgot his name now, but I think he should have been the front, not the white guy.
Mm.
And yeah, so
That was
the
78.
guy with the bottle. There's
That's
Alex
awesome.
right there.
The
Yeah.
guy with the bottle was one of the more successful actors that came out of it. The guy with the bottle,
Yeah.
he was in the Crow. He was in the Crow. You know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was
T-Bird.
he was with the what's his name too on the Dream Walker or Dream something where he had the power to go into someone else's dream.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was a villain in that one too, that guy.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, so
T-Bird
he
in
was
the
a very-
Crow. And
yeah,
then
he was-
Ajax also became.
Oh, I love
like,
Ajax.
okay.
I'm gonna stick
I-
up this in your make this
Yeah.
a popsicle or something.
Yeah.
So that was
All right.
awesome. Yeah.
All right, Chip.
Hi. All right. So,
Round 3, fight.
man, what am I gonna show? What am I gonna show?
Are you one of those guys who actually just like grab stuff on the fly?
I'm just
All
grabbing
right.
stuff around me. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
that's cool.
I mean, that's just crazy.
I
It's
just,
just
you know.
crazy.
So okay, we'll go this route. We'll do a little. One thing I got banned from, or not banned, I got an actual copyright strike on my YouTube channel. It isn't even a copyright strike. I don't even know what they call it. It's basically where YouTube tells you that you are trying to sell a product, and the product is not a banned substance, but a controlled substance, and that they wouldn't let me do it. And I was quite surprised because what I was doing was I was doing a review of a cigar. I'm a huge cigar smoker. So I have a Cuban cigar that they didn't quite like in the US. So I was doing a review on that, but then I also collect cigar memorabilia.
Wow.
So
That's
things to do with
beautiful.
cigars, and do the the cigar Indians that would sit outside the store. And I hope to one day have a full size one that I could set
Like
in my
the
corner of
Seinfeld
my
one?
basement. So, but yeah, so that's another part of me that actually I do, not only cigars, but
That cigar you showed, is that the casing that it's in?
Yeah, this is a case. So when you open this up,
How
it's
much does a cigar like that go? Like, what's the most expensive that you can pay for a cigar?
oh gosh. I mean, cigars can go anywhere from a typical cigar that I would smoke is probably the most expensive cigar I probably would smoke would maybe be a $20 cigar,
Okay.
$20 to $30. But I mean, there are cigars that are in the $300 range, $500 range that would be no problems. You know, especially some of the exclusive reserve versions of like Opus X and stuff.
$300 for a cigar.
It's for a cigar to smoke in one
Does
day.
it-
Yeah,
does it
and
just
that's
light
just
it-
probably.
Does it light itself?
Yeah, I know exactly. It should. It should definitely. But with cigars, the other thing that I really enjoy is I enjoy a nice little wine. So I have a collection of unique
Ooh,
wines.
Wow,
So I
Games
got a
of Thrones.
Cool.
Game of Thrones wine. I actually have my favorite baseball team is Chicago White Sox.
Did you
Club-
notice that he didn't actually go and grab those wines? They were just sitting there because he was drinking them before the stream.
yeah, exactly. And then the last one I actually have is a Virgin from Virgin
Wow.
Airlines, a Shiraz from the Virgin, and this is hand
You
painted
telling
on
me
here.
you were sitting there first class when you got that, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So hand painted on there with this signature. It's really a nice. It's a nice bottle. So, yeah. So that's a little bit about me that people may not know is cigars and wine. I
Wow,
enjoy good wine.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
That's well. I'm surprised more people haven't brought on like bottles of alcohol, to be honest, because I know there's a lot of
Oh.
whiskey drinkers and stuff, and I'm surprised.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that more.
Speaking of that, hey, I was going to show you guys. My
Yeah.
wife ended up getting me just recently for Christmas, I believe. She got me this decanter,
Ah, Star Wars guy. Wait,
and then it's
Wow.
got a glass that goes with it
Oh, cool.
that has this glass.
that
You know,
is
this,
so
Oh,
sick.
cool.
isn't that cool? Is that
Oh,
so-
that's
and I'm
so
not a whiskey
cool.
drinker, but I threw whiskey. I bought a good bottle of whiskey and threw it in here, and I don't drink whiskey, so
Wow.
I keep talking to the boys that Carlito and all them, and talk about whiskey, and they're, oh, you should try it, Austin LeMay, and I'm like, but it's cool. So, but yeah, I'm surprised you didn't have more of those.
Very, very.
That's it for
good.
me.
All right.
Mm.
The
Awesome.
alcohol and tobacco in this portion of the video.
This is much different than cover slingers. Cover slinger, everybody try to bring everybody down.
Nah, mate. We're all,
This
the
time
opposite
everybody
here,
go,
mate.
ooh, wow.
That's right. What you bringing, mate?
Oh, is Michael already?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. Yeah. When the Warrior came out in 1979,
Mhm.
I was a high school kid. And when I wanted to be able to do that kind of stuff, I mean, I got into all that stuff, right? And also, when I saw the video day before yesterday or yesterday, everybody brought a weapon, and
Yes.
so I thought, hey, I need to bring a weapon.
All right. Let's do it.
So, and also, I'm not I'm a atypical Asian. I need to compensate. I'm not like a Simon, So I got my nunchuck. This is about 42 years old.
Gonna
Wow.
ask, yeah.
Yeah. So
I have not seen nunchucks like that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
That's insane.
let me show you.
Wow.
Let me show you how it works.
You gonna load another video, or are you gonna show us how to work?
I was gonna say, so we're gonna start.
Right. I'm running out of room down here on the thing. All right. Oh shit!
Holy crap!
You're too fast. The camera's like. Oh, here we go. Oh.
He even got the spin.
This
Look at that! Look at him go!
Holy shit! Holy shit! Wow. Is anyone seeing this?
Yeah.
Wow, that is awesome. Yeah, remind me not to meet him in the dark alley alone. Holy crap!
so
Alright.
so it's I mean I had
Bravo,
it for a long time. I just want to tell you I had this thing for a long time.
Wow. All right.
Hidden
love it.
talents. That's
I love
awesome.
it. When did you learn that? Obviously, back when you first got those, did you start practicing, and that's how you got that good?
My dad used to be a welder,
Yeah.
so I put his helmet on.
Yeah.
So
So I remember Superrus. You know Superrus. He was telling me a story like his first concussion. He bought nunchucks when he was a kid, and he knocked himself out. I think. So-
yeah, that's why I got the helmet on first.
Wow. All right. That was sick. And how long would you say it took you to be able to get that? Like, you know, if someone was like, "Oh, I want to learn nunchucks," how long would you say it would take to get to kind of that?
Okay, when I was teaching myself, nobody taught me, right?
Yeah.
So I had to learn all those moves and hurt my fingers and all that stuff. But when I was teaching some young kids, they would just pick it up just like that, you know.
Okay. So it's depending on the person, right? Some people
No,
would
it's
just
just I already know the easy way of doing it, easy way of learning it, but when you're trying to discover how to do things, it's really tough at first, but
they have padded nunchucks for you, Simon, don't worry.
Yeah, I think I'll buy padded ones to start with. Yeah, but then as soon as you change over, the weight difference would be different in swinging them,
Yeah,
So-
but you've got the movement, so
but
Yes.
I thought I'd either bring the bat or nunchuck. I decided on nunchuck.
That's crazy. I love it. Love it. All right, Sean, how can you top that?
tying,
Yeah.
tying in with the alcohol theme. So
All right. Oh, there you go.
I have Game of Thrones,
What is everybody?
White Walker.
White
That's
Walker,
awesome.
Johnny Walker.
Wow,
I
and
love
they
it.
also
I love
did
it. They've got a bunch
Fire,
of drunks here. I love it, guys.
The way
so,
the Game of Thrones themed White Walkers.
so I'm actually a Scotch drinker. So I have Canadian Club Classic 12-year.
Very nice.
And then we have Johnny Walker a while ago were doing a custom order thing from their website, and you can get the bottle subscribed. So I don't
That's
know if
cool.
you can see it. It says, "Such is life. Enjoy a drink with a gentleman."
That's very
And
cool.
my pride possession from Johnny is the Sinatra Select
Ah,
Johnny
there you go.
Walker bottle,
Jack.
which I got when I was in the States and visited the distillery.
Wow.
Very cool.
So
There you go, Simon. You were wondering why I didn't bring drinks. They're all gonna bring
Well,
it
actually,
today.
I knew Sean had that. Actually, I forgot about that. He told me about that collection of booze he's got. Well, I finally get to have a drink with you, Sean, in a couple of weeks for Mark's birthday.
yeah, it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, but I've got to drive because Sarah doesn't want to drive, so I can only have a couple.
Taxi it.
Mhm. There you
That's
go.
all right,
No
very
Uber
good, very
in
good.
Australia.
Sorry.
No Uber in Australia.
No, we have Uber.
Oh,
It's just Mark lives like on the other, like both Mark and Sean. They live on the other side of town, so it's an expensive Uber.
Mm.
But we'll see
Mhm.
if I get a good pay that week. Maybe I'll do it. All right, we're back to Chip. What prize have you got in store for us now?
Decisions.
He could just reach
Okay.
around like this.
Yeah. So one of the things I think that probably not a lot of people know, they all know about the Star Wars Black Series stuff behind me, that whole thing. And I'll probably go into some of that, obviously. But one of the things they probably don't know about me is Lego minifigs. So I'm a really big fan of Lego minifigs. And I actually have a Foo Fighters minifig
Wow.
set here that ended up getting. And then my wife, for our anniversary, ended up getting me or made me this.
Ah, look at that! Ah, look at that!
So yeah,
That is
so she
a beautiful.
made her
thing.
own little Lego fig. And then on top of
romantic.
it, I also, have the
Oh,
the slave one, I call it. I refuse to call it anything else. And
what do they change it to again?
I don't even remember. I don't
Slave
remember what
One.
they called
Slave
it.
One.
It was Slave
Okay.
One. I don't remember what they called it now. But then my next actual endeavor is to actually build this.
Oh,
And I may be doing this tonight on Banter. So
is
you
that
never know.
where the Death
Just a
Star,
small-
the narrow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the trench run from the Death
Yeah.
Star, a little
Yeah.
diorama.
Yeah.
So but I enjoy doing Legos. I got all kinds of Lego stuff
Yeah, I'm
sitting
gonna
up
pick
there.
up on Lego myself soon. Once I
It's a-
finish with my room.
Dude, it's a slippery slope. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I got
I don't have the patience for Lego, so I've been buying them, but I've been buying the really small ones. So I bought the little
Yeah.
Mandalorian one where it's like palm sized,
Yeah.
things like that. So I always buy.
Yeah.
I've got the patience for those. I can do them in 5
Mando
hours.
here.
But yeah, the bigger ones, I don't know. Like Sarah's into all the big ones.
Yeah, I'm saving up for the Millennium Falcon, the big $800 US Millennium Falcon ship that I
Insane
want.
money, those things.
But,
I remember they had the old Death. Didn't they have a Death Star?
They had a
once?
Death. You know what? I had a Death Star. I ended up going to Star Wars, Force Awakens, and going there, I ended up going, and it was a work event. I brought a bunch of friends over. We had like they opened the show on like a Thursday or whatever. We ended up going Wednesday for a pre-show, and we got to see this, early, and we were like all excited, and we're hanging out with this thing. And I ended up, the company I was going with is a big software hardware distributor called CDW in the US here, and they ended up doing this event, and they were giving away all kinds of goodies, and I ended up winning that big huge Death Star in Legos. And I won it for like literally, like I was like, all right, whatever. I had to bring this thing home from the freaking movie theater, and so I ended up bringing it home, and it just sat here. I wasn't into Legos. I wasn't into comics at the time. I was just getting into comics and stuff like that. I wasn't really into it, and I ended up selling it on eBay for like $700. Actually, it was like $600, and I was just like, whatever. I don't care. It's free money to me. Now I'm like, damn it! I wish I would have kept that damn thing because it was like the big, huge, full blown. Yeah,
it was expensive, that thing.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and the resale value on Lego is crazy. So, like, we went to a toy fair, and I was seeing some of the older Lego. Like, I think Sarah saw I think it was like a Wall-E Lego or something like that.
They have the unopened, right? Though.
Yeah, unopened. Yeah. So,
they literally just had like a big, huge Lego fair here in Chicago, where I'm from, and I was watching YouTube videos of big Lego people on the YouTube world who were actually, part of that world, and they were actually coming into Chicago and going to this event and checking out all these different, stores and stuff, the Lego stores and the different, bricks, bricks and stuff, Bricks and Plus and stuff around locally. But I was just surprised at how much just the small little figures were going for. I'm like $30 for like these small little figs. I'm like, that's insane. Like, I was baffled. It's like, crazy, but popularity. So,
very good, very good.
Well, that's it. My Lego craze.
All right, now, man.
Oh, my turn already.
What video are you uploading now?
No more video. Reason why I'm doing my room, because I couldn't find anything during pandemic. My kids used to collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and when we got together during pandemic, one day they're like, showing, they were opening the cards, they were looking for certain cards, and they were saying, hey, these cards, if they find it, it will be worth $1,000 or something. Nobody found it, of course. Then I asked the kids, hey, what about Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Because I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh cards with my kids. And they were like a 10, 7, 12, and they told me about these Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I said, oh, that looks fun. And so I started playing with them, right? And I asked them, hey, how about Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Are they worth anything? And they said no, that's not worth anything. Then they couple months later they called me up and said, Dad, if you have a blue eyes white dragon, that's worth like $25,000. Right? So of course I don't know where blue white dragon is in this pack, right? So
But do you have it?
yeah, anyway, so that's why I clean up all this room. That's why I'm organizing everything, because I cannot have access to all these things. I finally found it, and I used to have this thing called dragon deck. I made a dragon deck so I could beat up on my kids, right? And they
Stacking the decks.
yeah, they see. I get to buy my cars, and they get to, Dad, can you buy me this? During when we go to a grocery store and stuff, they have to ask me, right? Me, I get to buy. Hey, you buying? I buying. So I had a huge advantage, and I start researching and how to build your own deck and stuff. And so I start beating them up, and after that they say, nah, we don't want to play you. And then they lost interest in this thing. I was so upset. I'm so upset. Anyway, I found one. I'm still looking for it. I found one. It's not worth that much anymore. And I think this one is worth about $500, but mine's damaged. It's worth nothing.
I wonder, do they clean and press cards when you send them off for grading?
Well, this one has
Oh,
that
have to.
foily thing, and it's ripped. So
Oh, the foil.
yeah, foily thing, and it's ripped. And I got a couple more, but yeah.
The Yu-Gi-Oh creator just passed away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
maybe
so
it'll start going up again.
yeah, so I got tons of cards. I still got tons of cards to look through. I mean,
Wow.
my kids don't collect them, but these used to be all theirs and mine. But I kept them. So
What? So they gave you all their cards.
yeah, and then they called me and said, Dad, I think we have this issue. I think you got like 3 or 4 of those. That's worth $2,500, $35,000. And I'm going, oh.
You're like, oh, too bad they're not yours anymore.
Yeah.
It's all mine, but it's in here somewhere.
Very nice.
Anyway.
I remember I told the story yesterday because people at work were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. So I used to work at like a school, like a primary school. I guess you guys call it elementary school over there.
Yeah.
So I used to work like the school holiday program. So you kind of look after the kids, like the parents drop them off because they've got to go to work, and you look after them. You go and do activities. So one school holidays, all the kids were into Beyblades. So I don't know if you wouldn't remember Beyblades, but they were like a little bottle top spin thing. And it was based on like an anime. And anime, all the characters would have these little spin tops and they would like battle each other, right? So I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And at the time, I also worked at Blockbuster. So I went and borrowed all, like, so the whole first season of Beyblades and I watched it all. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Next school holidays, I can go back and talk to the kids about it. You know, I can relate. I can talk about Beyblades. So literally just one term goes by in school. I go back and I'm like, hey, kids, where's all your Beyblades? And they're like, we don't like Beyblades anymore. I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, we're into Yu-Gi-Oh now. I was like, what's that? That's some card game. I was like, nah, I'm not dedicating any more time to you kids. I'm done. So I missed the Yu-Gi-Oh
It's actually
train.
a fun game, but I have no one to play with. Emptiness, emptiness.
All right, Sean, let's do it.
It seems to be segueing pretty good because my next item that I had was.
I reckon you've just got 1,000 things sitting there and you're just waiting.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
That's
started collecting soccer cards back in about 2004 when the Australian League started up again. And then it got me into a rabbit hole of cards. So I started looking for old Marvel, DC cards.
Beautiful.
Very cool.
And I bought the folder with the whole set of the original X-Men cards cost me $20 delivered from America.
Wow.
And
$20 for the whole
these
set.
days, the folder goes for anywhere from $200 to $300 on its own. And then, obviously, after that, started collecting the other series of the X-Men cards. So
this is like 2 in a row. I think DJ Lynx, brought his big folder last time and showed off his the whole set he had.
Wow.
I don't think he had that folder though.
and then there's the Wolverine set, the Wolverine Origins set.
Cool.
I've got
Nice.
probably
How
three.
many of those?
Sorry,
How many of those books you got? That's a lot of cards.
this is the only original folder I've got, but
wow.
I have about 3,500-4,000
Wow.
Marvel DC cards.
Wow. Holy
So,
crap.
but
Yeah.
it's an unaffordable hobby these days.
Yeah, because it's gone popular again.
Yeah, like hasn't it within the past year just gone popular, gone crazy?
It's not so much that it's gone popular. The cards have become like comics now. They're very restrictive. You buy a box, you don't even get a set, or you buy a box and you
they're making them random. They're making it so random they cannot. Okay.
And it's $300-$400 to get a box these days if you're lucky enough to get your hands on it. So I rather spend my money on a book than on something that might not be able to be completed. So
I have 7 cards. 7. It's like the only cards I have was like these 7 cards. It's like I don't think they're worth anything, but it's fun.
You'll be very surprised now. Cards that you would think are worth nothing are going crazy.
Really?
Yeah, during the pandemic, even skyrocketed. It came down. All these cards came down now.
Yeah.
Yeah, even sports cards. Everyone's obsessed with rookie cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, because I'm a soccer person. Ronaldo, Messi, World Cup cards went through the roof. They were selling for $400 or $500.
There was just something on Whatnot where the guy ended up buying that LeBron James card or maybe it wasn't even LeBron. It was a basketball player where they had a portion of his uniform, and I think it sold for like big money. I mean, like millions. I was like, holy crap. Insane. Just insane, dude. It's crazy.
Yep.
When people have money, they spend it on crazy things.
Yeah, that they do. They do. I need money. Simon, I need money.
We need to collect money. We need to collect money.
Like
we all need money, mate.
So
Chip, what you got? What are you sending us off with?
I'm just sending you off with the basic, the standard, the obvious. So, Star Wars Black Series.
Whoa.
So this is actually the first Black Series figure that I ever owned. Hashtag Star Wars guy, yes. And so fortunate for me, bless you, by the way. Fortunate for me, this Star Wars figure was purchased by my wife, who bought me this at a guy who lives just 3 blocks over from me. He does a neighborhood Star Wars yard sale every year. He does this yard sale where everything he sells is Star Wars related, and he does it at a low price for the kids and stuff like that. And so my wife ended up going, and we went and she bought me this. Huge mistake, because it grew into this within a year, basically. And there's like more over here. And so this obviously being one of my favorite characters, but some of the other characters that I really like would be Cad Bane.
Oh, that's a good one.
Which is very cool. They think they did a great job with this character. And then he's also got I liked it so much that I had to 3D print his little robot figure. So
do you have a 3D printer?
I do have a 3D printer, a resin 3D printer. So I print off these a lot of the props that are like weapons and stuff that are sitting with are 3D printed. So
wow, that's
boxes
cool.
and stuff. So And then one of my
that's another
favorites.
hobby. That's a
Yeah.
rabbit hole.
Yeah, that is a huge rabbit hole, that's for sure. One of my coworkers ended up buying me my 3D printer, and then my wife's just like, "Why did he buy you that?" I'm like, "I don't know." Well, she soon found out it was kind of like because he wanted me to print stuff for him via 3D print, and then he's got the other type of printer. So, and then one of my favorite games that I played recently has been Fallen Order, which is going to be coming out with his second game. So this is Cal Kestis from that Fallen Order video game series. And then his little droid, who may look kind of familiar from the Mandalorian series. This is a BB-8 unit. And then my favorite character out of all of my figures that I own happens to be Boba Fett.
Oh, the lady, right?
The little
Babu Freak or whatever his name.
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Oh.
yep. The little mechanic guy that.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I did that. I did that Star Wars, like you know, those little filters where it says which Star Wars character are you.
Yeah,
and I did one of those, and that's the character I came.
Oh, did you? I did one yesterday actually with in TikTok, and it came out with Darth Maul, which is funny enough. Whack Comics and their cards that they're building, these cards.
Oh, really?
The character I selected with Darth Maul. So I'm like, well,
Nice.
that fits. That's perfect. That was,
That's
makes
cool.
sense. So yeah. So as you can see, I have a lot of Star Wars figures all behind me. This whole bottom row is full of them. Got some Darth Vader, a little scene up there. I didn't turn the lights on, but behind this, it's lit up behind the panel, and then there's Darth Vader and Luke and Han Solo and R2D2, but then C-3PO is running the other way. I got him facing this way while everyone else is going that way.
Do they dust up?
They do, yeah. So I'm out there with canned air and the little feather duster thing. And
Wow,
the
that's a lot of work.
I use
yeah.
I only dust my figurines every time I move, so it's like they get pretty dusty. But I've watched the video and they use like a little paintbrush.
Yeah. The little paintbrush. I use the air gun on some of them. The little canned air, just to kind of spray them down. It knocks them over, and then I have to sand them all up straight again. But it gets the dust off of them. So, but yeah, I've got a whole section like over here. I'm trying to look at the camera. The bottom row has started to be Star Wars, and then the rest of it, I could show you. The rest of it is now the bottom rows. So I'm going to be taking over those other two shelves, and eventually those will be Star Wars as well. And then I got a whole shelf up above that will probably end up being Star Wars figures. So it's a bad rabbit hole to fall down, guys. I'm telling you, don't do it. But it's better than DJ Links, who was trying to get me into the hot toys. He kept trying to get me into hot toys, and then I talked to Manny from Tomorrow Cinema, Manny, and I talked to him, and he's like, "Oh, you should take a look at the Black Series." I'm like, "Oh, okay, great." And then we ended up seeing my wife bought me that one, and it's been a steady dive since then, man.
Oh my goodness!
As my wife says, we now collect debt.
Was that the first figure you got?
Yeah, this guy right here this was my first figure I ever my wife bought for me.
Cool.
So you didn't have any before that?
I didn't have any before. Yeah. And then my wife got me this, and actually this one sat in a box just sitting up on my computers, on top of my monitors for the longest time. I was just kind of like, and then I see Manny was doing these reviews, and he was like reviewing them on his channel. I'm like, those are cool. What are those? And then I started talking to him about them, and then I started talking to DJ Links because I knew he had all the hot toys like you behind you, and I'm just like, oh man, those are awesome. Yeah. Then when I found out they're like $300 to $600 a piece, I'm like, they're not that awesome. I'll spend $30.
Right?
I'll do the $30. Knock a zero off of those bad boys.
I'm happy watching other people collect hot toys. Like Sean, before Sean had a channel, he used to lend me his hot toys to unbox on my channel.
Oh my lord!
Yeah. But now that he has a channel, that stopped.
I literally haven't bought a hot toy in a while. They're just too crazily priced to even bother with.
Insane. But the detail on some of these toys, especially the hot toys, oh my lord, those are beautiful.
Yeah, I was impressed. I'd never held one. I'd never held one until Sean lent me his, and the detail is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Like I was so close to buying that Hot Toys R2D2 with all the things that come out of them, and I was just like, "Oh, I want that! I want that!" I kept talking to DJ about it, and then I ended up going with the Black Series. I'm like, "Yeah, no, I can't do it. I can't spend that money. I want to
know
live." And
our secondary market here, we can get Hot Toys pretty cheap if they're not very popular. But I don't know what it's like in America.
Yeah, I think anything that has the name Hot Toys, it's expensive over here nowadays. It blows up. It's crazy.
I think it's just a fad like everything else.
Well,
Everyone
that's
got
true.
into them. They went crazy. Now they're starting to sort of die off a bit.
Yeah.
The popularity's not there anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's do this. No man, last round. What you got?
Okay. Oh, actually, I forgot something, but I'll go get it real quick. Mine's all sad stories, It's just sad stories. I don't know. Doesn't this remind you of your comic book that you like, Simon?
You mean like Tana?
The one that with the flying motors, whatever it was, cycle thing.
The like Tana. She's from heavy metal. Tana.
Tana is heavy metal. Yeah, Tana is heavy metal.
Have you got that one? Have you got the one with the movie cover on the front?
The sad story is coming. Sad story is coming.
Uh-oh.
So I found this in Half Price Bookstore. I love this heavy metal series. It's magazine. It's not a comic book, right? Anyway, I love this series, and I used to have a bunch of them, and I even forgot that I had them until I went to Half Price Bookstore and saw this. And I go, oh wow, they still make heavy metal magazine. I mean,
yeah, they still do.
Yeah, and I didn't know that, and I go, wow. Then something kicked in my brain. I'm going, oh my goodness. My wife threw away all my heavy metal magazine because this is the same size as Playboys. And I used to have a bunch of Playboys too in a box. And because they're the same size, they were all together. And my wife goes, what are you doing with these Playboys? What, you need these? And I'm going, something I used to have when I was a young man. So I said, she goes, I'm going to throw these away. And I'm going, okay, get rid of them. But I forgot all about the heavy metal that's in there. So, I mean, I'm rebuying, I'm recollecting heavy metal. I love heavy metal. This is one of the issues that I used to have. I used to have the Tana. That thing is so expensive. The Tana one?
Yeah, I've got her first appearance where it's not on the cover. There's her first appearance technically is one where they just talk about the movie. It's like an article about the movie. They kind of call that the first. I've got that, but I don't have the one with the movie cover on it.
Yeah, then this is issue number 1. This is volume 5. Let me hold on. Let me go get the other one.
I love it. That was awesome, Greyman. Oh, that is too funny. Too funny.
Yeah, I remember there was this heavy metal. I bought a couple of heavy metals, just like cover buys sort of things, and there was a really nice Joe Jusko cover that I really wanted, and it was only $12. And when I was ready to buy it, someone bought it, and I really want that Joe Jusko cover.
Is
any Joe Jusko heavy metal? No, man.
An actual comic?
No,
it's like a magazine.
No, it's soundtrack.
Yeah.
Vinyl record. And this has a Black Sabbath, Blue Oyster Cult, Cheap Trick, Devo, Donald Fagen, Don Felder, Grand Funk Railroad, Sammy Hagar, Johnny Nazareth, Stevie Nicks, all kind of people in there. You know the guy was John Candy in this video?
No. I haven't seen it. I really want to rewatch it. It's been a long time since I watched it.
Yeah.
So,
I think I've seen it I've seen it once when I was a kid, younger. But
yeah, it's 7 animation anthology, but they really packed. They cannot remake this movie because they cannot buy these musics anymore like they used to.
Yeah.
The music they have on this album, they cannot buy it on one movie like that. because it's so expensive. Just adding the movie to the animations. I mean the music. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm looking for heavy metal with Tori in it like that. Tori in it because I
Cover.
used to have that. So. Yeah. So it's a sad tragedy story, that one.
When did that come out? When did that show come out? That movie?
79 or 80 around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
I've got a sad story about just because you mentioned Playboys, right? So when my parents moved out of their house, my dad had a bunch of old Playboy magazines, and he's like, "Here, I want you to have these." I was like, "What am I going to do with them?" Right? But there was one that I really wanted. He had the one where it had the first cover appearance of Pamela Anderson.
Oh,
and I had that, and then I just cannot find it. Like I've recently kind of tried to look, and I don't. I remember I threw a bunch of them out, and I'm scared. I'm scared I threw that one out, and I think I may have, which I'm spewing.
now that I think about it, you made me think about it. Now I have a first appearance. Madonna nude, and the what's that one? The Miss America, first black Miss America.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was on. I have a whole bunch of celebrities like that.
Wow.
Man. Even Playboy, I probably should have kept those.
I don't know, man. Some of them, if you got celebrities in there, they'll be worth money.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Sean, take us home, mate. We're running well over time.
So I've showed some stuff before, but I've also said I'm a big Stan Lee collector. So
Excelsior.
Oh, Excelsior.
So I bought, there was a Stan Lee box that got released. So came with a ring as well. I don't know how well you're going to see this. It says Excelsior on it.
Oh, yeah.
So not the best thing, but
maybe you could do.
Hang on, he's frozen. Sean being the Hot Toys guy, I don't know. He's been on 3 times now, Sean. I don't know if he's ever shown a Hot Toy. Actually, I think he did once, a Green Lantern one he showed.
You need to invite Alex and Sean from More Life and Travel to this. They have all kind of cool collectibles.
Nice. Mate, Sean, like, he was late, and now he's like ending the show and just like holding us all up.
So when DJ was on, did he? Because I didn't quite catch. Did he show a Hot Toy? I know he showed the Thanos. No, yeah, I didn't think he did either.
I think.
I know he showed the Thanos. He showed the cards. He showed the.
But the Thanos thing, was that from Hot Toys?
I don't know if that was a Hot Toy figure, if that was a Sideshow collectible or Hasbro. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
I don't know.
Sideshow,
I think it was huge though. All I know, I just remembered it was
crazy.
But yeah.
Right,
because Cole was making fun of him.
We've lost Sean, so
good to meet you, Sean.
Great meeting you, Sean.
Make sure everyone
Awesome
subscribes
collection.
to Sean as well, because again, Sean's still fairly new. He's on about 50 subs. So if people aren't subscribed to Sean, his link will be in the description along with these guys.
Okay.
But before we wrap it up, I'll give you guys the chance to let us know what's going on your channels. What's going on, Chip?
Well, in 20 minutes, I will be doing Banter, which basically Banter is comic book community. Members of the community just kind of come out, sit around, talk about anything and everything. Some days we talk about comics. Some days we talk about brisket. Some days we talk about alcohol. Some days we just watch Freaky Loowee do his show and we simulcast it. Some days we jump on Simon's show and actually simulcast while we're doing my show. We're doing his show and jumping on and partaking in his streams as well. So,
and some days, Chip, you actually show up.
And some days I actually show up. Yes, being very busy. I have a fortunate for me. I have Rob Fatstexel Comics, who does the Slab Hub on his show, is his bread and butter show. He actually is the one who helps me manage it and helps me keep the balls rolling, as they say. So he's a very nice guy, I must say. So
nice.
So that's what I'll be doing tonight after that. And then after that, it's just a matter of just whenever things go in and whenever I can get to the shop to buy stuff, and I'll do videos, and yeah, that's about it.
Very good. Very good. All right. Now, man, what you got coming up?
Well, I don't have immediate. I'm just gonna have regular stuff coming up on my one and done stuff. But Friday I'm gonna have a little meetup with Rosko. Meet the artists. So I'm gonna do a little meetup with Rosko. And Saturday, hey, I've been invited to do Cover Slinger. But you got any ideas? Cover Slingers on
is it the beard one?
It's no, it's beard one was today.
Okay.
Mouth of Monster. Inside Mouth of Monster. I don't know.
Oh, Mouth of the Monster. Okay,
I don't have any comic book.
Okay.
I think it's just gonna be monsters. Maybe just look for monster covers with big mouths.
Make sure it has mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, that's all Greyman explained it right there. In the Mouth of Monster.
In the Mouth of a Monster.
You got me on a very difficult subject. I don't even do horror books, but anyway, that's all I have. And if reason I do this, meet the collectors, meet the artists. I just want to get to know people in the community. And anybody in the community want to, be in that, I would love to have you. I have very flexible hours, so I could, adjust to your hours. So yeah, it's just my wanting to meet the people, basically 1-on-1 or maybe 1-on-2. So yeah, so that's what I'm wanting to do. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for the stage, bud.
Good. Whoa, it's me again.
It's you.
Well, Sean, I'll plug Sean. Sean's going to have some videos where he shows some comic book hauls, maybe some toy pickups. I'm probably going to see Sean later at the comic fair, hopefully. So make sure you guys subscribe to all three of these gentlemen if you are not already, because I would appreciate it. And we'll get out of here. Went well over time. This might be the longest. What's going on, Biggie Shack? Just in time for the goodbye. So appreciate everyone for hanging out in the chat. It was a good one, and thank you guys. You guys will both be back as returning guests in the future. So
appreciate it.
I appreciate that. All right. Until next time, guys.
Till next
Keep
time.
it simple, and let me end this stream.